Right on the edge of it.
Yeah, that was about a perfect cut, honestly.
Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms. And today, we're finally gonna get the bee tree down. If you've been watching or you saw the last video, we've got a 30-foot by 60-foot equipment building that's gonna set right here, and this tree's in the way. The problem is, down at the base, there's an active beehive. I don't know much about bees or how to deal with them, and I've been trying to find somebody, but I thought I was gonna have to do it myself. Last night, at the last minute, I got a call back from someone who's got experience and is willing to come help me with these bees.
I figured about right here, cut it up about 4 foot. I figured about right here. Yeah, it should be about right there. Finish cutting that brush around so the tree won't. Yeah, well, that looks like it's wanting to go that way. That's where the heaviest side is.
The heaviest side is wanting to go.
That's wanting to go back that way. See it? You see it? That's falling off the tires. I think I got right at the top of them.
You actually look in there and actually see everything.
They should be the nurse bees.
They're just now starting to draw out honey and stuff for all the nectar and pollen and stuff.
Dang. All right, so the tree's down. Now, what I don't understand is how they get the bees out.
What we're going to end up doing is how the stump's at there. We don't really want to mess with the front of the hive too much, because you got all your forager bees and stuff that's out there collecting pollen right now and stuff like that. So they're wanting to come into the front of the tree there in the entrance. They already know where that's at. So we don't want to disrupt the entrance. What we're going to do, we're going to take chainsaws, cut around the back of the stump and score the bottom of it. We're not going to cut all the way through it. That way we have a chance of messing with the hive or anything, going in and killing any of the bees. We're just going to score the side of it and take them all and wedge, kind of split it out and try to separate it in half, pull that piece off. Once we get that off, it'll expose the hive and all the tone layers in there and stuff. And we can go through, take a bee vac, and actually start sucking them out slowly and trying to find the queen. If we can find the queen, that's the best option possible. We'll just throw her in the hive body and we'll leave them overnight. During the night, they'll smell that queen. They'll all be in the hive body.
So these guys did all of that without any protective gear. So now we're suiting up. That means, I guess they're really gonna make them mad now. So are you trying to get where you can pull sections of that hive out?
No, I'm trying to get down there where I can see how far to cut, you know what I mean, without getting in the,
oh, yeah,
the actual, you know, cavity here, you know what I mean, to split this out to see how deep, you know what I mean, where it starts running in, where it's deeper at.
Yeah, there are so much more bees here than I thought.
Yeah, there'll be, I don't know how many's in here, but there'll be a lot more than what you're seeing. Time we get this opened up. Yeah, just cut down to that side there, Bub, about, oh, I'm gonna say probably about right there for right now. Well, what I'm saying.
So I was feeling in there, I could feel the dotiness.
Okay, that's what we need because it'll bust out because
Yeah.
the green is going to be harder.
I could feel that.
Just in case this part is hard to follow, they're trying to cut as much of the hardwood off as they can without hurting the bees, so he can feel with the tip of the saw when he's getting into the softer wood. They're making vertical cuts and then cutting along the bottom to try to peel this stump apart one chunk at a time. Wow.
I knew that's what they was up in that cavity of that old rotten out wood. Can you hear the
Zoom in on that.
you can hear the sound?
Yeah, that's amazing. Honestly, I've never seen anything like it.
It's crazy how they formed everything around it.
Knock a chunk out like you did that right there.
I already thought we were seeing a lot of bees, but we really haven't even scratched the surface of the amount of bees that are here later.
Right on the edge of it.
Yeah, that was about a perfect cut, honestly.
I could feel
from
when it
feeling,
went in
right
to the doty wood there.
And the honey right there.
There you go. Dang, I cut a little deep on that one.
Oh yeah, it's running.
We'll start getting in the main part of it now.
Yep. All that right there. You can come in here and zoom in. You got good. You got all the nectar. See all the yellow right there and pollen. That's what they're bringing in. All this right here that's capped off.
Yeah.
That's all drawed out honey.
Drawed out honey. What's that mean?
Got all the moisture and everything taken out.
It's ready to be
It's ready to be harvested
Oh, okay.
and everything like that. So that's what they'll just keep over the winter and eat during the winter and stuff.
If you take actual raw honey and don't do anything to it, it kind of almost solidifies, doesn't it?
It turns back to sugar.
Yeah.
And then all you got to do
And
is
it's warm.
heat it up,
Yeah.
and it turns right back to honey.
Yep.
Once the bees do their process.
Oh yeah. We'll save some of that back and actually try it right out of the hive. It'll be the best honey you ever eaten.
You just take her off the small.
Take her here. That way we can expose most of that hive.
Yeah, watch the front.
Yeah, no, I'm not.
You know, up here.
Yeah, stay right there. I seen her moving.
I mean, we'll have to lay her back because we got the whole centerpiece now with it.
As a dad and now a grandpa, what I think is the coolest thing is that you guys are doing it together. My grandson still wants to be on the tractor with me all the time, but my son he's in that stage at 15 where he could care less, you know what I'm doing. And then you get older and you can go back to it and just say, Dad was kind of doing something cool there.
Yeah, that's me. I got 4 kids of my own.
I knew that people use smoke on bees, but I didn't exactly understand why. And really, I guess all it is a way to herd them and get them all to move and collect in one spot so that you can collect them and rehome them.
I can see through the sweat in the glasses.
What he said about the sweat was definitely right. It's still August, and by the time we quit for lunch, it was about 90 degrees outside, so not an ideal temperature for these full suits.
Bring it back to you.
That right there, baby bees. That's all the brood.
Hmm.
See, in the different stages.
Yeah.
So every 21 days, there's new
Oh, really?
bees hatch out.
So do the bees have a short lifespan too?
All the worker bees and stuff, all the gatherers, work themselves to death.
Hmm.
All right, let's see which way they start running, then we'll set that board up.
Gotta run the bees out of there.
So you'll see the wooden beehive and a piece of plywood and all the bees on it and in between it. So they set that up as a bridge and a pathway for the bees to go when they're getting smoked out. And it worked to some degree, but mostly they were all still leaving it because the queen is still in the tree somewhere.
Give you a little rundown on it.
Okay.
This is pretty much, Dad actually came up with the idea and everything, what to do. It's just one of the bucket heads, just puts a shop vac on it. Fits 5-gallon buckets. We just cut the bottom out of one of them.
Okay.
So it'd slide over. And we have the holes in it and everything. So that way, got the lid on the top. Bees can't come through, but the air will go through. We got a little net on it so the bees can't come through. Stick the bottom of the shop vac hose in there. That way the bees stay in the bottom, never the top. So once we get this here full, we got another one in the truck. If we're coming out to get them and take them somewhere, we can leave them right in here, self-contained. Got that plug right there. We can plug up the hole and throw them in the truck, not have to worry about them until we get where we're going.
That's a nice setup.
Then literally slip it back together. The new bucket. Literally pop it back on. And you're good to go. See, right there you can feel there ain't much suction at all in it, but it's just enough to suck them in.
If it sucks too hard, you're just gonna puree the bees, right?
Yeah, and the bad thing about the regular shop vacs and stuff is they have too much suction. So they suck in, it gets in the vortex and just beats the bees up just like a tornado and stuff. You get in there in the wind.
He can suck a few up and they'll pull the bottom off and show you what they look like once
I'll pull
they
them
get
up
in there.
Everything.
Suck a few of them up and you can take the bottom off and show him.
Oh yeah.
You can literally see all the bees in there. It don't hurt them none. You can see them, they're all flying around and stuff. It's just enough to keep them in there, but suck them in, but not enough to hurt anything. And with that 5-gallon bucket there, it's got enough volume in there that air's not shooting around, it's just constant pressure in there.
So I'm trying to show as much of this as I can in one video, but there were 3 of us that spent 8 hours, about 3 in the morning and 5 in the evening. And in the evening, Robbie's wife came, and there were 4 of us. And we ran this bee vacuum for most of that time, and it's just amazing how many bees we sucked up. And no matter what you do, you're going to lose some bees, but this is the most humane way I can imagine of doing this, when they are spread 5 or probably even more, closer to 6 or 7 feet up the trunk of this tree. And what we found out later is that they were also burrowed down into the roots of the tree. So it really was an incredible amount of bees. Some of the best honeycomb they carved out of here, they put in a bowl for me to save. I'm going to give it to my workers Monday morning when they come in. And we also tasted some of it, and it was awesome. Then a lot of the rest of it that's darker color is still good honeycomb, but it's a little bit older, and they're going to use that to refeed the bees once they get them back to their property and into their hives.
Nothing but honey.
That's amazing. There's your larva.
Yeah, he was showing me that earlier. I didn't know that's how that worked either.
That bee right there is just hatching out.
Dang.
See how it's just poking its head through?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Another one right there is just hatching out. That one there just hatched out too. You can see it, yep, getting ready to curl out. That's all they do, it's crazy.
Wow.
But like, other than honey, you can melt this beeswax down, and that's what you make your chapstick with, and candles, and soap. So many purposes. Like the pieces you have, if you don't want to just clean off the comb itself and eat the comb, okay, you can chew the comb up and it'll become like a little waxy ball. You can spit it out if you want, or you can put it in coffee and melt it. You can just get like a sieve or like a kitchen sifter, and you can let it drain and kind of smush it down. What I do with it. And then you can melt it to make it more liquidy once.
So most of the day we were vacuuming bees up into the bucket, and every time it got full, we would empty it into a box hive. And doing that, you've got to be pretty quick because obviously the bees are trying to fly away. And one way you mitigate that is to open the lid of the bucket and spray some sugar water in there. Obviously that doesn't hurt the bees, but it sticks to their wings and slows down their ability to fly. And by spraying them real quick and then dumping them in, you're able to keep the majority. As it started to get dark and we weren't seeing as many bees swarming, I thought they were done, but this group was determined to get as many bees as they could, and I appreciate that. Very thorough. So they were here well after dark finishing up.
City life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about. But the traffic was fast and the money was slow.
All right, I don't know if you can see me, but we went from about 8 this morning until 11 this morning, and then from 5 until 9 tonight. So we spent 8 hours with 3 and then finally 4 people to get all these bees out, get the tree cut up. I was absolutely shocked about how far up into the tree the bees went and how many bees there were. And we suctioned up bees for hours, and then there was just still more. So I really enjoyed the process. I learned quite a bit. I've ordered some bees and I'm gonna start keeping bees. I don't know for sure. I think it's gonna be in the next couple weeks. I'm gonna have an established hive here. I had been planning on doing it in the spring, but I came across an opportunity to pick up an established hive and bring it over, so I'm probably gonna do that. But I appreciate you taking time to watch the video. Just a minute, you'll see links on the screen to a couple more of our videos, and I'll see you next time.
Man, I always had stories about the city life and the crazy nights. Figure I should probably give it a try. Maybe check it out, see what it's all about.